hope everyone's having a great day. It is very cold, very, very cold. We're gonna be doing a finally, like 10 years, hopefully it works, a dyno tuning to see if we can get the Apexy PFC working on my 2ZZ turboed MR-2 Spyder from the year 2000. I've had this car for like 16, 17 years. It's gone through a couple 2ZZs, a couple transmissions. We're currently on a TRD transmission with a stage, just a competition clutch. It's a really, really good clutch. The TRD transmission has really tall gears, super tall gears. As you guys can see, it's very cold in the morning. We're gonna head over to Intech Racing, bring them the MR-2, bring them the Apexy, have them all plug it up and see what they can do. Hopefully they can get a decent tune on it and make some good power out of this 2ZZ MR-2 Spyder, because I do want to drive it all summer. I did want to show you one thing. Last video you guys watched, the seats ended up turning out really good. So they just didn't sit, but now that they've sat, they actually look really good. They're very comfortable and plush, so I actually end up recommending them. They're really nice. They just were really wrinkly when I first installed them, but after about 2 weeks of driving, they're good. So let's get in the car and let's head over to Intech Racing and let's see if they can do some miracle work to get this thing running okay, or pretty decently. Currently we're driving on the stock CELICA year 2000 CELICA GTS ECU. Car runs and drives, it just doesn't make any power, and it's really choppy when lift kicks in. So, and you shouldn't be driving it like that anyways, it needs a tune. Let's go ahead and head out. I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited. Let's go. I couldn't even get my car to start, and what it was is I have the Commander, which is right down there, and the car just wouldn't start, and I couldn't figure it out. Well, I ended up putting a stock ECU back on, and it ended up firing right up, immediately turned right over. So then again, I went back to that Apexy again, and it wouldn't start. So I sent it to Monkey Wrench, and they gave me like an off-the-shelf tune, brought it back, again, wouldn't start. Their tunes are about like $50 to $55, which is pretty affordable for an off-the-shelf tune. But there should be no reason why that doesn't work. So one of the things is, today it might be a short video, and the reason it might be a short video is because if that Apexy is, hold on one second here, my little ECU is rattling back there. If that Apexy doesn't work, then we can't tune it. So we'll see what happens today. As you can see right now though, I'm cruising fine and the car drives fine on the stock 2ZZ CELICA GTS ECU. I mean, this is fine, it drives fine. Starts right up fine, it idles fine, everything's fine. It just doesn't make the power that it should be. So you can go a little bit into boost a little bit here. So we're in boost right now. And I mean, it's not a slouch. It probably makes 200-ish horsepower, but the lift doesn't work very well, and it stops at 7,000 RPM. So the VVTL, it goes into lift, doesn't work, and then it's probably running rich or lean. So a lot of issues. You shouldn't drive the car for a long time on a stock ECU. We're just using it to get me to the tuner, and so hopefully this is our solution here, and we have a really fast 2ZZ MR-2 turbo that's a lot like the Lotus ELISE turbo that I own. Okay, we're gonna top off the MR-2 with 92 octanes. It's pretty expensive, $4.90. It's almost $5. We're in Washington, it's expensive. I've seen people that have gas right now that are like, it's like $2, but my tabs are expired. I need to redo my tags. Yeah, car's really dirty. I really do love these wheels that I yanked them off my Lotus ELISE turbo before I sold them, and then I ended up putting some new meat on it, and I really like them, and the meat actually, it feels really good and stable on the highway. They're good. What tires do I have? I have Toyo Proxys, and then I think there are 888s. Yeah, R888s. Really, really good, really race car. But they work fine. Actually, believe it or not, I've driven it with a little bit of snow or like slush, and they did actually pretty okay. Wow, that filled up quick. So I took 8 gallons. We'll put a little bit more in, kind of top it off. and then we'll head back over to that, or go over to the dyno. I'm just really excited. I think that this is gonna be a good video. Hopefully it turns out and everything goes as I want it. If this thing made over like 210 horsepower, 220, I'd be over the moon. Keep in mind, the reason I say that is I already had 234 horsepower on this car, 234 wheel horsepower on this car with that Apexy. But this dyno that I'm going to is really, reads really low because it had the all-wheel drive system. But I already have a video on YouTube, I should probably link it, to this car making 234 wheel horsepower, which is awesome. So it just wasn't smooth and wasn't proper. So if I get a nice, like really smooth tune and 210 wheel horsepower from an all-wheel drive thing, I'd be super happy because it's probably like 250-ish. That is a beautiful thing, full tank gas. It does, it'll get down on the idle. It's just right now it's a little bit warm, but it actually does get lower on the idle. It's pretty amazing. It'll sit like right at 900, which this tune never idled well. That idled like crap always. It would hunt and stuff. So the stock idle is really good. They said that they're gonna do today. Or last time I was there, he said that they'll literally just clear that map off and make an entire new one. So this is gonna be a big project and all day. So let's get over there and get this started. And you know you're at the right place. Okay, MR-2, GTR, ooh, old school drift cars. And then look, is this me? No. This one's way nicer than mine. It looks good, this is clean. I like it. This is a cleaner, much cleaner version of mine. But even the door handle is kind of faded. My kit looks way better on mine. I'm loving my FRS. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is go hang out like at a Starbucks for a while. They're gonna tinker on it, and then we'll come back in a little bit and check out and see what they've found. We don't know. I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm hoping that it just needs a tune, but the Apexy might have died or something like that. I have no idea, but we'll see what he can figure out. Some news. So obviously it's running and driving and it seems quite fine. What happened was Tony, thank you, Intech, he took out the ECU from the stock 2000 Celica, plugged in the Apexy, connected it, and then connected it to his computer, and he was trying to upload basic commands to it, and it would error out and crash the computer. It would say no. And so then what he said is he thinks that the timing is flipped on the ECU, not on the 2ZZ, obviously, because it's running perfectly. But he's saying like if it's at 180 degree, it's the ECU thinks it's on the other. That's why when I was trying to start the 2ZZ with the Apexy, and then you would let it off after like a few clicks, a few cranks, it would almost want to start and fire. And it would kind of shoot some smoke and run, is because like when it let off, the timing was actually correct. So I'm really glad that we found out a lot of information. They're really nice. They only charged me a little bit to do the diagnosis. So what we're gonna do is we've sent the Apexy ECU back to Apexy, and they're gonna either open it up and see if there's something that needs to be fixed. Hopefully it can be fixed. If not, I'm gonna get a different Apexy ECU. I'm gonna order a new one. I asked if I should do like a Haltech or something like that, or a different ECU, and he said, you know, for what I use it for, which is just spirited driving, and then maybe a track, one track, not like circuit track, but actually a quarter mile every now and then. He said just use the Apex. You don't need to do launch control. You don't need to do all those things with that you get from the Haltech, because the Haltech is a lot more expensive. So hopefully that we just send the ECU to Epexi. Epexi opens it up, fixes it, sends it back, and then they can do a nice proper tune on this thing, and we get some real good power on it, and it's a great idling, great daily driving, boosted 2ZZ MR-2 that makes solid power and can run like a 0 to 60 in like 3.8 seconds. That's what I'm looking for. So it is good information. Getting more information is always good information. So the video wasn't too eventful, but I'm really happy. I'm really happy that I was able to get an actual answer, and then I'm not crazy. I thought I was being crazy. I thought it was like a mechanical thing. I've learned that modern cars, like after the year like 96, most of this stuff doesn't really have to do with like too many failed sensors or failed things. A lot of it has to do with the actual computer. A lot of it has to do either bad maintenance or the computer. Those are like the two things that you're not going to get the results that you want. So that means that I did learn something. I'm very thankful. So next video that we're going to do with the MR-2, I'm going to take this thing home and wash it and then put it away for about 2 weeks. The next video we'll be revisiting this with an Apexi, hopefully a good one from them that they sent me and it works. And then in addition to that, hopefully we get a nice tune and this thing absolutely rips. But in the meantime, we're gonna work back on my FRS. It does need a clutch on the FRS. What other car do I have? I have an FRS, MR-2, oh yeah, and a Lotus EXIGE. We're gonna do a ton of little Lotus EXIGE parts. I can't wait to do those. Like, subscribe, swing by MitchDore.com, and I'll see you guys on the next video. One last thing, look how nice these seats actually have sat. They look how good that looks. It looks really good. It's really good actually. I love it.